Because when I herp, oftentimes I'm not alone, right? There's going to be people. If it's close to a lake, especially in spring, people are starting to go out more and enjoy nature. And there's actually a surprising number of people who are quite interested in the animals. But almost all of them, for example, with the grass snakes that live at the lake close to my house that I visit every spring, right? And then people just go, "Oh, I've never known they were here." And I like, "Do you live here?" You're like, "Yeah, I've lived here all my life." So the people live there, and they go to the lake in spring, but still they haven't ever seen a grass snake there. So I think it's kind of weird, obviously, to me, because when I'm there, I'm always looking for stuff. But I think people are just kind of, yeah, they tend to be kind of blind to things like that. And especially now, the younger generation, they will rather look into their phones than look at the path or just look what's there. You'll develop a sense for it. So it's just with time and experience, obviously, you're gonna get better and better and better, and also develop an eye to see the animals. Because a lot of people actually walk by different reptiles and amphibians and they don't even realize they're there just because they're not keeping their eyes peeled for it. Yeah, my name is Frederick Beck. I live near Munich in Bavarian, Germany. Herping is basically the act of looking for reptiles and amphibians, and herpetology is the science of reptiles and amphibians. It's hard to explain really. I've always found, especially snakes, really interesting. And when I found out that herping actually existed, I mean, it's not a term you come upon regularly in your normal everyday life. It's not like playing soccer or something like that. So then I actually found out what it is and how you do it and all of that. And then I just tried to find reptiles wherever I went. And that's how it started, yeah. So you really gotta listen, because sometimes you won't see them, but you can hear them moving through the grass. So even if you don't see them, you might be able to detect them. I think in general it's important to get out into nature, and nowadays also obviously with social media and all of that, it's also much easier to promote conservation and also open people's eyes to misunderstood creatures like snakes. Just too wet. Alright, so the first thing we found was the European adder, Vipera berus. That was pretty awesome. Alright, so this is a European adder. You can hear it hissing quite loudly. That's one of its defenses. But as you can see, it's not really that aggressive. They just want to get away. We're gonna also later on give you a close-up of the tail, because it had the accident there. It's got a stumpy tail. So we're gonna talk about that later. You can really hear it huffing and puffing. Okay, so as you can see, the tail is quite stumpy. Here, that is where the cloaca is. Maybe a spade or probably like a bird or something hit her here and she lost the tail. She's actually got another little scar further up here. You can see she's got another nick on the other side as well, so that looks like a bird. So yeah, it's not really fun for these guys. Alright, so we were just walking along the path for the third time now, because obviously the weather isn't that good, so we hadn't seen anything. But from the past, and that is what herping is all about, you never know when the snake is gonna be there. So I said, okay, let's walk back one more time. And I didn't see the snake actually, like I said before, I only heard it, the hiss and the movement in the grass. And I just saw the tail disappear in the grass, and then we were able to retrieve the snake luckily and get it out and get some good pictures and footage. And now, as you saw, we let her go on her way and she's a happy snake. sometimes it can be quite easy to cross that line where it's, you know, enjoying nature and harassing nature. Because sometimes, you know, I like to obviously also hold the snake when I find a snake. But yeah, I think a lot of people just do a bit too much. Like, you know, snakes will also get stressed out at some point, or they destroy habitat by flipping rocks, but they don't put them back. And that's just not okay. You flip so many rocks, and usually there's not anything under them. Like, I mean, we've been herping now and we've flipped quite a lot of rocks and it didn't prove anything. Like, there wasn't anything underneath. I don't know, it's just, sometimes it's even a bit annoying. And you think like, oh, should I really flip that rock? But then you go like, well, the rock is right there, right? So might as well just flip it. It's more actually like that moment when there is something underneath that you get really excited and that you're really happy that you flipped it. That's exactly the moment that, you know, you seek and you look for.
So there we have a proper big frog. They're quite powerful. You can see its powerful back legs. So this is a dice snake. Just got a frog.
We just found some yellow-bellied toads.
Oh, got one. We have got a viviparous lizard.
It's pretty late in the year, so we were pretty lucky that we still found some yellow-bellied toads.
It's more of an orangey color, but that's why they're called a yellow-bellied toad.
And we found a lonely little viviparous lizard. Because there were obviously wall lizards all over the place, which are a common species, but still, like, nice to see. Every time I see one, I look at it quickly. It's not like I'm just like, oh, it's a wall lizard again. I still look at it because it's still a beautiful animal. And then obviously we managed to find some dice snakes, even managed to catch one and look at it up close, which was really nice. And then we also managed to find a beautiful ass viper. That was pretty much the end of the day and also the highlight of the day. If you're really into cars and you get to drive a really cool car, it just makes you happy, right? You just sit in the car, you don't even have to drive it. It's enough if you sit in the passenger seat, but it just makes you happy. This is kind of the same with herping. Not even only touching the snake, but also like looking for it and taking nice pictures and everything. Especially if you have other people there with you and you enjoy together, or you find your target for the day, or like a special snake, a special animal, and all of you just get really excited. You're like, yeah, we did it, and you're all so happy. And herping is my passion. It helps me stay in touch with nature. Yeah, that's just what it's all about. It's about that excitement that you get and the happiness that it brings you. It's, yeah.